Good afternoon, my friends. Welcome on back. Thank you so much for being here, stopping in, clicking the video. Whether you're here for just a moment or whether you're here to spend a little bit of time, I appreciate you cutting out a slice of the pie that is your time with me and hopefully taking a listen alongside of me as we dive into this piece, Les Éléments, from Jean-Féry Rebel, composed around 1737 or 38. We're listening to this because this was suggested and sponsored by Alan. Alan, thank you so much for the request, for the suggestion. You said that this is a French Baroque dance suite based around the four elements by a contemporary of Vivaldi, which we have checked out, the Four Seasons of Vivaldi. So I'm curious to see how this sounds. Curious to see. There's something about the landscape here. I'm pulling up the video. There's something about the painting chosen that perhaps will, I don't know, there's something, I just noticed the people here too. There's something like beautifully mystical about this and yet very obviously earthy as well. Let's go ahead and give it a listen. Talk about it a little bit after. See how it goes. See where it goes. And here we go. Oh. Make sure my volume's right. Such a contrast between this triumph and this kind of romanticism with the harsh hits. They've kind of eased off. It just gives weight to this beauty. hit to come in. Call and response. It's really wonderfully majestic and really rich, with a lot of heaviness, but also a lot of lightness to it. It's a really great spirit. So would that be the first movement? About 6 minutes, I'm assuming. Introduce the percussion here in this way, in this movement. A nice solid rhythm to build off this dance. Shortly before. Such a dance. Some strumming. Oh. That's the jolliness and the joviality of the party coming to life when that strumming starts. That's really cool. The strumming and that percussion really brought a life to this. That's beautiful. It sounds so fancy. Wait, thanks. I like the rising and falling right there. That second movement is going to be very hard to beat. I'm just going to put that out there. Not that it's a contest. And some nature sounds. I like how that's included here. Did the flute just kind of mimic that bird song really quickly? That's so smart. That's very smart, very creative. Was that movement? Short one if so. I really think that is so creative to keep the strings down a little bit and allow the flutes to play with the bird song here in such a beautiful way. Very peaceful. Just a moment to spend in nature. I love that. Oh. Kind of how the piece began. That's a fun sound. This sounds like a dance within the courts, like between the lords and the ladies. There's something very, very dance-like about that one. And now perhaps into something more abstract. Galloping strings there. Tambourine. Back to that gallop. This is a fast one. Hi-ho silver. I can't tell how many movements we're in. like a dance lit by candlelight only. Something seductive about that one. This is kind of like the birdsong section, but it feels like a little sleepier. A little bit. Still alert, but just kind of lying down. That scared me. I was lulled into it. That scared me. It sounds like adventure. Got it. Sounds like the finale here. That was an interesting sound. What was that? That is deep. What is that almost breathy kind of sound in there? Huh. Brought it right back to how it began. why not? Because why not? That's very anthemic. What a great callback. Perfect. Perfect. Doesn't get much better than that. That I would love to add on to my personal playlist. That was out of this world, fantastic in every way. I think that that hit every single mark that I'm looking for in many of the song. Not, I know this isn't a song. Many of the tracks and things I'm looking for. I got to figure out how to add this into like my personal playlist because there's a lot of different interpretations and sections and stuff from different artists. Okay, let's stick with what we got. This was phenomenal in every single sense of the word. What I loved is that I kind of lost how many movements there are in here. I heard the different sections, but there were some pauses that were a little quicker than others, so I'm not quite sure where the movements ended and began. But what I love is how unified this piece is as a whole. While kind of peeking into those different sections and those different movements, you can hear a distinct creative force working in there. The beginning has a brashness to it. I mean, it starts off with those hits kind of right in your face. It kind of starts us off on the right foot. Not at all sleepy. You get caught caught awake. But there's those big sweeps of romanticism in there. There's those big, of course, Baroque brushes that take place there. But at the same time, it's a pretty heavy section. And then the next section comes in, and like every subsequent movement that is introduced, either introduces a new element, a new delivery system, I guess you could say. You know, for example, you heard the strumming of, I'm assuming a lute, but I could be wrong. I want to say that perhaps was a harpsichord back in there as well, but I'd have to kind of look at and see what instruments were actually involved here, because sometimes like the lute and the harpsichord, at least to my ears, kind of sound the same. I want to lean towards harpsichord, but there was some clear strumming of something in there as well. For all I know, it could be a theorbo or something. But either way, I like how eventually there's that strumming that comes in. There's the constant rhythm from the percussion that comes in. And I like how it moves into the section after the first, and it has kind of a dance, of course, of its time, but there's a dance, there's a rhythm to it. And I thought that was so strong how that came through. The most creative part of this, and I do mean like this whole thing is genuinely like incredibly creative, but the most interesting part of this I thought was that bird song section. So we have actual sound effects of birds, and they're just tweeting and doing their thing. And amongst that, you have the flute that comes in. And I thought it was so ingenious how the flute, at a certain moment, there's a certain moment in there where it really perfectly mimics that bird song to the point that it's almost indistinguishable. And that's kind of that entry point. And then all of a sudden, off of that, then the flute begins to still kind of respond in kind to the bird song that's being performed or played, but doing its own thing. So I like how it felt like this introduction of something new, like completely, but then it still created its own identity within the music and within the theme. That was really, really awesome. And then later on, there's a moment where this is how I said it, but the music comes back into that rhythm, that rhythmic dance, but it pulls the things down back a little bit. And it kind of feels like instead of being in a court between lords and ladies, and there's something beautifully elegant, and there's bright chandeliers, and drinks are flowing, and everyone's dressed up in their biggest gowns and suits and such. Instead of that, it returns to it, but it kind of lowers the lights and dims it all. And it kind of begins to light things by candle. And there's something much more romantic, slow, and kind of thoughtful at that particular point. So I thought that was really cool how, once again, this is so unified as a whole, but every section feels like it has its own identity. And it just really, it really like involves itself completely and throws itself completely into the music and how it comes across. Also, this has nothing to do with the music. Can I say something? I know we're not doing a painting reaction because it's not April Fool's. Let me take myself off the screen here. This is such a cool composition. I don't know what piece of artwork this is, but this is so cool. Not only in some of the obvious stuff, just the sheer scope and magnitude of it and the clear direction. Can I tell you the one thing that stood out to me here is I wish that I could like screenshot this and draw on it. The line work and I suppose the shape of everything. Can you see my mouse? Oh, you can't see my mouse. Let me pull you back up here. I know this has nothing to do with. Hold on, I just click something. This has nothing to do with the music whatsoever. Where's the artwork? Can I find that? Why can't I? I would need to find the artwork. Man, this has nothing to do with the music. And perhaps some of you are. Perhaps you're like, okay, what's your point, JP? Just bear with me, because let me do a painting reaction really quick. Let me do a painting reaction. I'm gonna Google Lens this. The Savage State, is that what this is? Cole Thomas, let me see. Course of Empire by Thomas Cole. We did a Google picture on it. Just bear with me. The Course of Empire. That's not what I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for. The Savage States. Okay. Can you guys see my mouse now? Okay, now you guys can see my mouse. All right. Tell me this isn't. That's too close in. I wish I could draw on this, man. And yeah, we're doing a painting reaction. That's fine. Let me take myself off the screen again. I think the coolest thing about this is the kind of half crescent movement of everything here. So like starting from the very, now you can't see my mouse. It went away. Is it only when my webcam is up that you can see my mouse? That's so weird. You can see it now. Okay, we'll just leave it as it is. So like, you can't see because I'm in the way on my screen. On the very bottom right, there's a small slope. Very bottom right. Small little slope, right? Down and up to the right. Then over here, same thing. It's coming up and then to the left. And if you go higher, up and to the left, kind of crescent. Even on the pathway that this guy here is, up and to the left. This little part right here, up and to the left. Then here, this is a little flat. That's a little flat. But this rock here, can I get this shape? Up and to the right. Even the shapes over here, up and to the right. Up and to the right, up and to the right. You keep moving up. You got the obvious one, the mountain here, up and to the right. And guess what? That kind of invokes and shapes the clouds that are happening up here, up and to the right. And same thing's happening over here, up and to the left. And then even over here, this little slope, up into the center. So like, it's just interesting how everything's swirling in here. I'm sorry. When I was listening to the music, I was paying attention to the artwork and I couldn't help but basically do a painting reaction at the same time. I just thought it was really cool. The painting itself, Sorry, it just got my attention. But yeah, this piece was really, really awesome. Let me pull up one moment here I thought was really cool was it moved into what I believe is the second movement. See that gentle strumming? It's just so cool how that's introduced here. This feels like that royal dance in the court, especially with that melody. And then later on, I didn't look at exactly what time it came in, but it kind of returned in a sense, in my opinion. Was it after this? No. No. I have to listen to it again. Felt like it was kind of, right? It just takes things down, but I still feel like with the little bit of string that's back there, it still keeps that identity, but just brings it down. But that bird part, let's see. I want to hear the birds again. I just don't remember exactly when it... There it is. It's like we're in an aviary. I love how the flute like flutters about like that. Like we're actually listening to birds in the sky here. All right, let's look at the Wikipedia article here. Say wordless ballet composed for instrumental ensemble between 1737 and 78 or in 38. The work is remarkable for the harmonic audacity of its introduction, unexpected at the time of its composition. Yeah, it's definitely audacious and unexpected. Also, this article was originally in French, I believe, and I have it translated via Google, just in case some of it doesn't look exactly right. The theme of the ballet was likely inspired the ballet opera Les Allemands, which Jean-Féry had directed in 21. The piece comprises of 10 movements. Okay. The chaos, which, yes, it definitely sounds like very chaotic, but very beautiful at the same time. Lure 1, the earth and the water. Chanson, the fire. Ramage, the air. Nightingales. Okay, well, we know what section that is. Lure 2, tambourines 1 and 2. Sicilian, rondo, air for love, and caprice. But yeah, I love how this one's called the Chaos End. Definitely hits that. The engraved edition is presented by a reduced version comprising 2 violin parts, 2 flute parts, and a bass, but includes indications allowing for richer instrumentation, which I would say we definitely heard. Some passages are played by piccolo flutes. Trumpet and horn parts are indicated for the finale. And what a really cool finale it was, too. This 1737 edition is preceded by an introduction in which the composer explains his approach. The elements depicted by dance and music seem to be, to me, capable of pleasing variety, both in terms of the different genres of music and the costumes and steps of the dancers. The introduction to the symphony was natural. It was chaos itself, that confusion which reigned among the elements before, the moment when, subjected to invariable laws, they took their prescribed place in the order of nature. To designate each element in particular within this confusion, I adhere to the most widely accepted conventions. The bass expresses earth through notes connected together and played in fits and starts. The flutes through melodic passages that rise and fall, imitate the flow and murmur of water. Air is depicted by sustained notes followed by cadences formed by the piccolos. Finally, the violins through lively and brilliant passages represent the activity of fire. That's really cool. These distinctive characteristics of the elements are recognizable, whether separate or mingled, or in whole or in part, etc., etc. I dare to undertake the task of combining the idea of the confusion of the elements with that of harmony, which definitely worked, I would say. That's really cool. And then you have some performances as well. This was a really fantastic piece of music. I thought that this was really great from beginning to end, and I wish I could find this full thing on Spotify so I could add the whole thing to my list, but I see Chaos comes up quite a bit. There is an album, Rebel, Les Allemands, Telemann by Musica Antiqua. Maybe that's what I'm looking for. Let's see. Yeah, it does have all the parts, but they're all like separated by movement one by one. I just want the whole thing in like one listen so I can just add the whole thing into my list. Well, you know, beggars can't be choosers. Not all the time. Let me know what you all thought, of course, in the comments down below. Alan, Great recommendation. Thank you so much for sending in the request. I really enjoyed that. Hope you guys did as well, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your day. Come back tomorrow, and I will see you all later. Bye, guys.